quiet, unassuming town of Worcester in the state of New York is the America of feel-good films. 2 years ago, shortly before the housing bubble began its collapse, Donald Bozarth decided to fulfill his dream of home ownership here.
Well, welcome to our home.
Shortly afterward, the pastor experienced a rude awakening. He had failed to read the fine print on his mortgage.
I realized that the mortgage could go up. It was a non-fixed mortgage, and it could go up and create a real financial burden and problem for us to maintain our house and let alone our standard of living.
Bozarth is not the only one caught in the trap. In 2008, over 3 million American homes were foreclosed after their owners failed to meet mortgage payments. Bozarth and his wife had a monthly payment of $2,400. They cut costs, but still worried about how they would manage their retirement. Then, they got a call that changed everything, from a company called PennyMac.
We were really concerned. But PennyMac said, listen, because of your retirement, send the papers and see what we can do.
PennyMac buys up bad loans that the government took over from failed banks at a fraction of their original value and offers distressed homeowners a chance to refinance. Many of those mortgages were supplied by Countrywide Financial. No other institution in the U.S. made so much money from subprime lending. Countrywide is now bankrupt, but its managers are back in business at PennyMac. Eric Lipton is the New York Times reporter who uncovered the link. His article is the reason why PennyMac executives are now refusing to grant interviews. Millions of euros in potential profits are at stake.
They hope to give a return on investment of approximately 20% a year. Right now, they only have about $800 million in loans. They hope to get as much as $15 billion worth of loans within 18 months. They have a bunch of telephone operators, essentially, who spend all day from early morning until night on the phone calling the people who own these mortgages to try to convince them to start paying again.
The U.S. government will receive just 60 cents on every dollar that PennyMac collects. That won't be enough to offset the public funds doled out to buy troubled mortgages.
Any money it can get through PennyMac is less that it's going to lose from the failed bank. Anytime there's a recession, a decline in the economy, there's always people who figure out a way to profit, to buy low and sell high. And the federal government is making it easy for them right now by selling some of the bad debt that it's accumulated. And PennyMac, it looks like, is going to be one of those winners.
PennyMac's success has also been sharply criticized in New York City. Attorney Jeffrey Norton is representing thousands of homeowners here in a lawsuit against Countrywide. But their chances of winning the case are slim because Countrywide was eventually bought out by Bank of America, which is now also in trouble.
These people are opportunists, profiting off the mess they created to begin with. And it's likened to arsonists, burning down the house, then selling off the remainders. And it's despicable.
And there's another catch. PennyMac is buying only those loans where homeowners will likely meet their payments, but those most in trouble are still left out in the cold. The underlying finance problem hasn't been addressed.
It's perpetuating the same type of market forces that created the mess to begin with. And there's nothing in place that's going to stop this whole mess from starting again. Once the mortgage crisis is straightened out, if it gets straightened out, the same mechanics are in place for it to happen again.
It's a grim prediction of yet another crisis to come, at a time when home prices in the U.S. are continuing to fall sharply and mortgage default rates are still on the rise. An estimated 10 million additional foreclosures are forecast for 2009.